Exam 1. Question 1. An expense that a business customarily incurs and is essential or useful in carrying out its operations is referred to as ordinary and necessary business expense. Question 2. Which of the following is a cost of goods sold costing method? It would be the average cost method. Median cost method, mean cost method, and middle cost method are not costing methods. So average cost method would be the correct answer. Okay, the question here is, how much is his net business income for tax purposes? Okay, so we're gonna do 150,000 minus cost of goods sold minus 5,000 minus 2,500 minus 5,000 is 92,500. Notice that for tax purposes, entertainment is not deductible. So the correct answer is 92,500. And notice that right here, we took 2,500 because 50% is tax deductible. The IRS might be skeptical of permitting requests for changes in accounting method with a good business purposes. No, this is false. They might be skeptical if they don't have a good business purpose. Faith Corporation, a C corporation, has gross income of $9 million and a net income of $8 million during 2022. Okay, what is the tax on the income if the sole shareholder is at the highest tax bracket and is single? Okay, so C corporations are not flow-through entities, so that means that they pay the tax at the corporate level. So you're going to take net income, not gross income, which is $8 million, and you're going to multiply that by 21%. That is $1.68 million. Kerr Incorporated, and C Corporation, has net income of $5 million during 2022. The corporation has two shareholders that are taxed at the highest tax bracket. What is the tax that the C Corporation has to pay? So again, $5 million times 21% is $1.05 million. Remember, C Corporation, it is not a flow-through entity, and it is taxed at a flat 21%. Okay, Jessica's Stock Shop, a partnership, had $150,000 in revenue. Okay, let's look at the question first. What is the net income per books? Not tax. Okay, that per books is different than tax. So, entertainment is deductible for books in the books, but not tax. So 150,000 minus 50,000 minus 2,000 minus rent minus meals minus legal fees is $75,000. Once a business has adopted an accounting method, it can be changed. That's true. You can change it. Which of the following is personal property? Automobiles. Okay. If Ruby has a residential rental property and is going to depreciate it in her tax return, what is the depreciable life of the rental property? 27.5 years. Okay, what dollar amount exceeds the dollar-to-dollar phase-out when it comes to organizational expenditures and startup costs? So, on page 1033, or chapter 10, page 33, the answer is 55,000. So, I know a couple of you put $50,000, but $50,000 is, let me read this particular section of chapter 10, page 33. It says, however, corporations and partnerships incurring more than $50,000 in organizational expenditures must phase out the $5,000 immediate expense amount dollar for dollar for expenditures exceeding $50,000. Thus, beginning incurring at least $55,000 of organizational expenditures are not allowed to immediately expense any of the expenditures. So the correct answer in this case would be 55,000. Because it would exceed the dollar to dollar phase out. 50,000 is just the amount where you start phasing out. Okay, what is his business net taxable income? Keep in mind percentage depletion. So, in the review, guys, we went over this. So, the review that was recorded. I know several of you did great on this and this exam. So I'm just going over it for those that didn't really do so well. Like I said, most of you guys got in amounts over 90. So if you didn't do well in the exam, just look over the review and look over this video, and you should be good to go for the final. So, and I mean, even if you did good on the exam, I would still recommend that you look at this review. Okay, so percentage depletion would be 22,500. That is 150,000 times 15%. Okay, so 150,000 minus production taxes minus lease operating expenses minus do you notice how that says personal travel? That's not deductible. $20,000 of entertainment, that is not deductible. So our answer is 112,500. That is not deductible for tax purposes. Okay. What is the percentage depletion for oil and gas? So percentage depletion is 15%. Percentage depletion has a 50% limitation. That is false. It's a 65% limitation. Harry Potter has working interest on oil and gas properties. Mr. Potter, let's see what the question is. What is the net business income? Okay, net business income. Don't forget depletion and any limitations if applicable. Okay, so let's start off with 50,000 times 15% is 7,500. If you look at the taxable income before depletion is 10,000. So you cannot have more than 65%. So that is 6,500. So 50,000 times 15% is 7,500, but it is limited because of 65% of taxable income. So 6,500 is what we're going to be using. So for depletion instead of 7,500 due to limitations. So 50,000 minus $5,000 in production taxes minus $25,000 in LOE minus 10,000 in ITC minus 6,500 is 3,500. Leah's business, a non-specified business, has taxable income in the amount of $20,000 before qualified business income deduction. If all the income is qualified business income, how much is her QBI? So 20,000 times 20% is 4,000. Net investment income tax rate is 3.8% of the greater of net investment income or AGI in excess of a threshold amount. That is false. Every taxpayer has to pay additional Medicare tax in the amount of 0.9%. That is false. It's only for people in the higher tax brackets. Tiffany has business income from Tiffany's Flower Shop in the amount of 40,000. She's actively involved in the business. What is her self-employment tax liability? So So 40,000 times 14.12 or 0.412 is 5,651. When depreciation recapture applies, it changes the character of the loss on the sale of subsection 1231 asset to ordinary losses. That is false. This would the character of the gain for it to be true. Katie's Marble Shop sold machinery for $250,000 cash, had seller's fees in the amount of $10,000, so $250 minus 10 is $240, and the buyer assumed $30,000 of liabilities, so $240 plus 30 is $270,000. What is the adjusted basis of furniture that was purchased for $35,000 and has been depreciated by $5,000 each year for 3 years? So 5 times 3 is 15,000. 35,000 minus 15 is 20,000. David, a single individual, has a business loss in the amount of 265,000. How much can he deduct in 2022? So that is form 461. Which says that if you're a non-corporate taxpayer, which he's an individual, and your net losses from all your trades or businesses are more than 270,000, 540 if you're married, he's single. A trust subject to tax on Section 511 should complete Form 461 to its trade or business for more. So if you have losses of more than 270,000, they're going to be limited. So 270,000. So since he had 265,000, he can only take up to 265,000 in 2022. Per Form 461 instructions. Charitable contributions are itemized deductions with no limitations. This is false because there is limitations. That is 60% of adjusted gross income. Sorry, 60% of adjusted gross income. Alexis cash basis individual received. How much rental income will be in her 2022 return? Remember, cash basis when you received the cash. So 22, 22, 22, 22, 20, 40, 60, 80. The answer is 80,000. Tessa, a cash basis taxpayer, paid her business internet bill 5 months in advance on December 1, 2022. Each month's bill is $200. How much can she deduct in 2022? So remember, she's cash basis. She paid 5 months in advance. If it would have been more than 12 months, then that's whenever you would actually think back and try to figure out what portion should be deducted. But in this case, since it was less than less than a year, then you would just multiply 5 months times 200, and $1,000 would be the amount that would be deducted. I do curves, but because in exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3, there has been people that have made perfect scores. I do not, I would only do a curve if there is, if there weren't people that were making perfect scores. I don't think it would be fair for them since they actually did deserve that 100. But these are the correct answers, and this is why they are correct. I hope you guys, were able to benefit from this video. But let me know if you guys have any questions. Anyway, the final exam is coming up, so cumulative. It will be cumulative, so I will make another video letting you guys know or how to prepare for it. But I will say that you guys do have access to exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3, and some of those questions are not the exact questions are going to be on the exam, but something similar. And then on top of that, the new homework or the new chapters that we're gonna, go over for homework. So definitely read up on those last 4 chapters. Definitely do the homework for those chapters, and then just go over exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3. You guys do have access to that. So I'll add another video for that.